Throughout history, some of the greatest minds have pondered the question, what is the self? How do we understand our own existence? In this video, we will explore the lives and philosophies of 11 influential philosophers, who each sought to answer this profound question in their unique ways. But before we dive in, here's a thought. Did you know that a 17th century philosopher named René Descartes claimed that thinking is the very essence of being? Cogito ergo sum, or I think therefore I am, became one of the most famous statements in philosophy. Let's take a closer look at these and other ideas that continue to shape how we understand ourselves.
Socrates, 470-399 BC. Socrates, known as one of the founders of Western philosophy, left no writings of his own. His ideas were documented by his students, particularly Plato. Socrates believed in questioning everything, urging people to seek truth and self-knowledge.
Plato, 427 to 347 BC. Plato, a student of Socrates, expanded on his mentor's teachings. In his famous work, The Republic, Plato introduced the idea of an immortal soul that is separate from the body, guiding his philosophical thoughts on the self.
Aristotle, Plato's student, took a different approach. He believed the self is rooted in the physical body and that the soul and body are interconnected, both essential to our existence.
Moving forward to the 7th century, René Descartes declared cogito ergo sum, I think, therefore I am. Descartes argued that the self is a thinking being, fundamentally separate from the body.
John Locke, 1632 to 1704. Locke, known as the father of liberalism, viewed the self as continuous consciousness. He introduced the concept of mind as blank slate at birth, shaped by experience.
Emmanuel, 1724 to 1804. Kant focused on the self as shaped by experience, but agreed that some aspects of the self are innate, like the ability to reason. He believed that transcendental self that exits beyond physical experience.
Jean-Paul Sartre, 1905 to 1980. Sartre, a key figure in existentialism, believed that existence precedes essence. For Sartre, the self is defined by our actions and choices rather than any inherent nature.
Freud, known for founding psychoanalysis, introduced the concept of the unconscious mind. He believed that the self is largely shaped by unconscious desires and early childhood experiences.
Friedrich Nietzsche, 1844 and 90s. Nietzsche proposed that the self is a will to power, a force striving for growth and mastery. He rejected traditional moral values and believed the self is fluid, constantly evolving.
Martin Heidegger, 1889 to 1976. Heidegger viewed the self in terms of being in the world. He argued that our self is not a static identity, but one that exists in a constant relationship with the world and others.
Simone de Beauvoir, 1908 to 1986. Simone de Beauvoir, an existentialist and feminist philosopher, argued that the self is shaped by society, particularly gender roles. She famously said, "One is not born, but rather becomes a woman."
As we've seen, the self is a concept that has intrigued philosophers for millennia. From Socrates' call for self-knowledge to Sartre's existential freedom, each thinker has offered a unique perspective on what it means to be human. While their ideas differ, they all remind us that the quest to understand the self is a lifelong journey. Which philosopher's ideas resonate most with you? Do you see yourself in Descartes' rational mind, Nietzsche's evolving self, or perhaps the of your socially shaped identity? Wherever path you take, one thing is certain: the exploration of the self continues to shape our understanding of existence, society, and our place in the world. Thank you for joining us in this philosophical journey. Keep questioning, keep thinking and never stop exploring who you truly are.